Today we are discuss a very important topic that is known as shaper. Actually, first of all, we will define what is shaper. Actually, the shaper is a relatively simple machine used for a machining flat surfaces, which may be horizontal, vertical, or inclined, with the single point cutting tool. Here, the tool reciprocates and the work is stationary. Tooling is simple, and shapers do not always require operator attention while cutting. Now below you show a diagram of shaper machine. Now we will describe the of operation. Principle of operation of shaper machine. The tool is fitted on the tool post on the front end of the ram. The ram reciprocates along with the tool to remove the metal in the forward stroke called as cutting stroke. The tool does not cut the metal in the return stroke called as ideal stroke. Therefore, one pass is nothing but the combination of one cutting stroke and one ideal stroke. Now the parts of shaper. First of all, we will explain the base. What is base? Actually, the base is a heavy or robust in constructions which is made of cast iron by casting process. It should absorb vibration due to load and cutting forces while machining. RAM. The RAM slides back and forth in dovetail or square ways to transmit power to the cutter. The starting point and the length of the stroke can be adjusted. Clamper box. The clamper box is needed because the cutter drags over the work on the return stroke. The clamper box is hinged so that the cutting tool will not dig in. Often, this clamper box is automatically raised by mechanical, air, or hydraulic action. Table. The table is moved left and right, usually by hand, to position the work under the cutter when setting up. Then, either by hand or more often, automatically the table is moved sideways to feed the work under the cutter at the end of or beginning of each stroke. Saddle. The saddle moves up and down along the y axis, usually manually, to set the rough position of the depth of cut. The final depth can be set up by the hand crank on the tool head. Column. The column supports the ram and the rails for the saddle. The mechanism for moving the ram and table is housed inside the column, as shown in figure. Tool head. The tool head is fastened to the ram on a circular plate so that it can be rotated for making angular cuts. The tool head can also be moved up or down by its hand crank or precise depth adjustment. Shaping operation. The tool post has been turned at an angle so that the sides of the material can be machined. The major applications: square edges, side machining of blocks, etc. The tape slide is slowly fed into the material so that a rack can be machined or rack and pinion gear system. Major applications: teeth cutting in gear and other application where the teeth like structures are required. Now, after that, we will explain quick return mechanism. That is the very basic application of shaper machine. The reciprocating motion of the mechanism inside the shaping machine can be seen in the diagram. As the disc rotates, the top of the machine moves forward and backward, pushing a cutting tool. The cutting tool removes the metal from the work, which is carefully bolted down, as shown in figure. Job surface generated by the shaper. Here we see the job surface generated by the shaper. Thank you.